This is the continuation part of the report writing, that is the part 3. Now, this is the last form of the formal report. Firstly, it was a routine report, second was informational. Now this is the third one, interpretive report. Interpretive report is also called as an analytical or the statistical or investigative report. It has got another name which is also called as a recommendatory report. This type of reports help the reader to analyze, interpret and evaluate facts and ideas. An interpretive report differs from an informational report as it analyzes and interprets the data obtained and arrives at some conclusions and recommendations, and it leads the reader to some course of action. This report writer analyzes and interprets the data in such a way that it naturally leads to some suggestions, which may be of great importance when implemented. And the writers of such reports try their level best to present their findings and recommendations in the most convincing and persuasive way. The report submitted by the director or secretary to the shareholders is an example of interpretive report. And interpretive reports are of expansive and elaborative in nature. These reports rarely and widely have a scope in different subject matter, but they are always associated with some sort of business activities such as personal marketing, sales, accounting, advertising, productions, equipment, plant locations, and distribution. And this interpretive report is a piece of formal business communication which helps the organizations in taking timely decisions to solve a problem and to launch a new product, to reduce the gap and create awareness among its employees as well as the shareholders. Now in this slide we can see the format of interpretive report. So when you're preparing a interpretive report, the first will be the title page. In the title page you have to include your name and to the person whom you're submitting to, along with his designation, and also the person who has approved this report, even their name has to be mentioned, and the main topic or the main company on which you have carried the project. So the next page is the first content comes the acknowledgement. Now acknowledgement is the part where you are showing the gratitude towards the person who has assisted you while conducting this project. It might be any person who has helped you, whether maybe while conducting the survey or while analyzing the data or any part of the project they have assisted you. You will have to show the gratitude and appreciate and thank them for being there for you. So this is the acknowledgement part. And next comes the abstract. Abstract is the part where you are actually summarizing in a brief about your entire project and convincing the reader why exactly the topic is important and why the reader has to read the entire content. So that is what you have to mention in the abstract part: a small description on your project, its importance, its objective, and the main focus on main focus and the main title of the project. And finally you have to begin with the chapter. First comes the chapter 1. In chapter 1 you have to main give a description firstly about the title of a project or the company you are carrying the project out. Here I have given an example of a HMT. So a small 2 3 or a one para description is given on the HMT, and after HMT comes the detail about the topic of project. Like suppose here it is on the sales, so sales topic, why you have chosen this topic, this you have to mention. So the next comes is chapter 2. In chapter 2 you have to clearly talk only about the topic, how exactly the topic is important, and what are the main aspects and essence of the topic, and what are the drawbacks. Everything you have to mention here. Purely it has to be about the topic only, because in chapter 1 you have already included description on your company, on the topic, on the methods you have used while conducting the project. So it was an entire little bit of description of the entire project in a very brief manner. So fine, that is you have included the method adopted also, and the other related tools which you have used while making this project report. Everything you have included in chapter 1. In chapter 2 it is purely related only to the topic. You are not going to get deviated to any other part. Then comes the chapter 3. Chapter 3 you are talking purely about the problem. what is the problem you have analyzed while carrying out the project, and what made you to do this project. That is what you have to explain in the chapter 3. Then comes the chapter 4. Chapter 4 is your conclusion. That is, finally you have to summarize everything and conclude what is your take on this project, what you have identified and analyzed. And then comes the chapter 5. Chapter 5 is a recommendation, that is your solution which you have found out. You have to state here in the recommendation part. So this is the format of any interpretive report, the general format. First is the title page, then beginning of the project report, where first you have to mention the acknowledgement, then the abstract, then you can begin with the chapter firstly the entire description about your project, your title, your methods, everything, and chapter 2 which is only about the topic, chapter 3 which is about the problem, chapter 4 is of your conclusion, and chapter 5 is of your recommendation. So this is the format of an interpretive report. I hope you all are clear with the each content. Then see you all soon for the next video with the new content. Thank you.